So good morning. And finally, after a while, I've actually got my lazy ass out of bed to actually do a recording in the morning. It's still morning. It's still morning. It's not quite afternoon yet, but we are back. We are back. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Fuzz Hub. Feast your eyes on this delicious content. Forget Pornhub. Fuzz Hub is where it's at. But anyways, we are back, and it's the morning after the night before uh, a momentous occasion of the news that was music to our ears. That is Mason Mount has finally resolved the club's issue and they've got the fee agreed and the personal terms are all done. It's just a case of the player having a medical and then doing the contract signing. And then that is it. And then Bob's your uncle. Mason Mount deal is essentially finished. It's now, as far as focus goes, it's now history for us. But now the question remains, who is next? Who have we got next? Who have we got next? Do we focus on the goalkeeper? Because David De Gea's contract expires at the end of today. It's just, we're in the last 24 hours before David De Gea is officially a free agent. Not to say that it means he can't sign a new Man United contract as a free agent, because essentially what's going on is David De Gea is waiting on what the club want to do with the goalkeeping situation. Are they going to go with staying with De Gea and sign him to a new contract? Because I think he's got essentially a wage that he's agreed to. He's got a wage that he's agreed to. It's just on the matter of what the club want to do. Because essentially, David De Gea, if he really didn't give a toss about what Man United wanted to do or what they thought about the situation, he would have already signed a pre-negotiated contract with another club. Most likely would have been a Saudi Arabian club because, Saudis want to buy everyone these days. But Andre Onana is the other name that is being touted for the goalkeeping positions. And we've had a few little updates that I think starting from yesterday about the focus now switching to Andre Onana as the Mason Mount stuff will just take care of itself over time. That was what information came out yesterday, but supposedly via FBASN, FBASN, I don't even know how the hell you pronounce that or what on earth kind of a name that is. Let's have a look. What kind of a name is it? It's literally another Fabrizio Biasin. Just another Fabrizio Biasin, literally. Also followed by Fabrizio Romano as well. So another Italian journalist. Today, MUFC and Inter will meet to discuss Andre Onana, the Nerazzurri. The Nerazzurri. No, that I've got that horribly wrong. I'm sorry, I've offended the whole of Italy. Nerazzurri, the Nerazzurri. I'm just going to call it that. Will ask for 50 million euros plus bonuses. 15 million euros plus bonuses. So about a sort of like mid to high 40 million pounds thereabouts. So I'd say for a goalkeeper in Onana's quality, I'd probably say that's about right. I think that's a justified price for Andre Onana. It's literally solely reliant on the whole situation with what on earth are we going to be doing with David De Gea? Is he staying? Is he going? And for some reason, this club just cannot seem to make up its mind on what it wants to do. Cannot make up its mind to save its goddamn life. Why? Why is that? Why can we not figure out what we want to do with the goalkeeping situation? Is it to do with the budget? Is it to do with the aspiration? Is it because Ten Hag is caught in two minds? What is it? Could be all sorts of reasons. But if it was down to me, I would solve this issue. I would have solved this issue weeks and months ago because we knew De Gea's contract was running down for a long, long time, and for some reason the club really hasn't done anything about it. They've not planned for it whatsoever. Literally, they've done nothing about it. So once again, shite negotiating from the club. But Andre Onana is a pretty darn decent replacement. Pretty damn decent replacement. Now, supposedly, well, not supposedly, it does say here today that there's going to be a further meeting. Apparently, it's taking place in Ibiza. Representatives of United and Inter Milan are meeting up there, as well as Andre Onana's agent, his new agent, to discuss the club terms as well as personal terms. And essentially, word has it that they're sort of trying to set this up as the final talks on like the personal side of things to fully agree what the player wants, and what the agent wants, and all of that business. But if this is something that we can sort out and start to get the ball rolling, we should be feeling a little bit more optimistic about the situation, should have a slightly better outlook. Then again, something really concerns me about the fact that there's only talk of the goalkeeper and striker at the moment, that there's no mind being paid towards potentially signing another midfielder at DM. Even though there are options out there, you could still sign Caicedo, regardless of what people say. People are talking about, oh well, we were never in for Caicedo because we couldn't afford him. But that's BS. That's BS. We could afford him. We absolutely could. We could absolutely have afforded him. It is BS. It is absolutely BS. But the thing is that that's what the club want you to do. They want you to say, oh, yeah, that's right. We can't afford Caicedo, so we won't go in for him. But no, you can. It's just, it's a difficult deal to do. So you don't want to do a difficult deal, because otherwise what you said about not overpaying and not being made to look like a fool would go horribly wrong. And everyone would see right through the BS and will know exactly who the clown is once again. So that's it. That's literally all it is. It doesn't need to be overthought in any way, in any capacity. That's all it is. Our negotiating team does not want to do the big, difficult transfers because they know they get embarrassed every time they do it. So they are saving face. That's it. They can afford to do it. They can afford to do it. They don't want to do it because it's hard, and poor John Murtough can't bear the embarrassment of failing to do the transfer, or better yet, being made to look like an absolute numpty by overpaying on extremely ridiculous amounts of transfer fees / wages. Which, by the way, speaking on wages, yeah, we covered that in yesterday's later night video, which was absolutely ridiculous. Apparently, though, the £250,000 a week is not supposedly meant to be a base salary. Apparently, that's also incentive based as well. Essentially, it's incentive based. So where the base salary actually truthfully stands, I don't know. There's not been any mention as to what that figure is. But the add-ons, the bonuses do take it up to about 300,000, which even for bonuses is ridiculous. So yeah, so that's basically summarizing the absolute shithousery that is the wage structure of Manchester United yet again, which is absolutely incredible, and we never learn. As for the wages that Onana's going to have, there's no talk of that yet, from what I'm hearing. So I think that's probably what will be discussed today in today's meeting, if they're going to try and wrap things up as quickly as possible now. But that's basically summarizing the goalkeeping situation, if the goalkeeper is next. As far as strikers go, that's a different story. Now, Man United want to sign Rasmus Højlund, is apparently the favourite target, considering Rasmus Højlund wants to join Manchester United. That's what he wants. He's expressed it, like he would like to join Manchester United. But Atalanta have made this deal a lot more difficult because of the asking price that they've stuck on him, which is going to make things absolutely ludicrously difficult. Because again, John Murto, and his circus of buffoon negotiators. They can't seem to get any difficult deals done, and if the transfer gets made difficult, you can best believe that there's going to go one of two ways. It's either going to fall through completely, or it's just not going to happen. We have, on the other hand, been mentioned that perhaps a Joao Felix, the Portuguese centre forward that was on loan at Chelsea last season from January onwards, I believe it was. And yeah, essentially that is the alternative for the striking positions. Apparently, that's probably one of the attacking outlets that we might sign if we look to focus in other areas, because, you know, as well as striker and goalkeeper, we want a centre back and we want a DM, and we want those two positions because we want any reason possible to actually offload Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay, and I am desperate to see that happen as well. Now, as far as strikers go, or as far as selling players goes, supposedly, considering that they're not high on the priority list, and we start our pre-season in 2 weeks, well, in less than 2 weeks now, I think. I'm pretty sure it's about less than 2 weeks, because the first pre-season game is on the 12th of July. So, people are going to want to speed things up now. I want to speed things up really, really fast, really, really quickly now. So, the question is, what do you do? What do you do? Who do you go for? What do you sign? Who do you sign? Well, the problem is, it's the players that we're planning to sell or we've got listed. We are not selling anyone as it stands. Literally, we are not trying to sell. We're not actively trying to sell anyone. We just got them listed. That's it. There's no active transfers at the moment. I mean, even Fred being linked with Fulham consistently since the last game of the season. It's only really been paper talk, and so, you know, like perhaps phone call conversations, and that's probably it thus far. But apparently, they're going to attempt to try and make this a serious interaction with the club. They're going to try and actually start to get the wheels turning there. Although they're not the most optimistic about trying to lower the £20 million asking price, which really doesn't feel like it's that much for a player. But then again, we signed Fred for £50+ million, which is absolutely ludicrous in and of itself. And the fact that no one wants to pay more, or they think that £20 million is, pushing the mark a little bit. They're not fancy. They're not fancying dipping their foot or endeavouring to purchase Pastor Fred, the Bishop of Manchester, to go and sign for them. Yeah, they're not they're not the most aspiring. Let's put it that way. But basically, by the looks of it, as it stands, we're going to go through another painful summer with a severe lack of player sales. As it stands, Harry Maguire, Lord Maguire, and McTerminator, McMayonnaise, McSauce is going on the preseason tour, as well as Anthony Martial as well, by the way. As well as Anthony Martial. All three of them, or those three in particular, the three probably most notable must-sells in the squad, are planning to be going on a pre-season tour with Manchester United, when people have arguably said and known for 2 years straight now, right, that these players need to be sold. Like, most notably those three. David De Gea has only really become a problem over this season, the season just gone. He's only really become a problem over the course of that season. Maguire's always been a problem. McTominay's always been a problem. Martial, to some fans, has always been a problem. To other fans, they just think, oh, he's just misunderstood. It's just unfortunate. He's, a little injury prone and whatnot. whatever people want to choose to feel about that situation. Personally, for me, they were must sell for the whole of last summer and the whole of this summer. And as it would seem, typical Manchester United, we'd look like we're not going to sell any of them. We're not going to sell any of them. Why? Why do you not want to sell these people? You want to back your manager, and your manager probably has told you a million times, God, I can't wait for the transfer window so I can finally get rid of these players. And you're like, yes, Eric, yes, we can't wait too. We can't wait to sell them in the summer in about 3 years' time. Excuse me, what was that? Did you just say 3 years' time? Seriously, it feels like that's probably the dialogue, the comedic dialogue that seems to go on in the directors' offices, right? It seriously feels like it's a bit of a circus, and it's going that way. That just feels like it's the constant agenda that all of your deadwood players you keep to retain player value, but you also keep them because you just want to have the options there because you know you can't sell them because you haven't got the abilities, you haven't got the quality at boardroom level to sell a player, let alone sign players and all of that business. You can't sell a player. Selling a player should be one of the easiest things to do when you're Manchester United Football Club because you should have the talents that people want. And the fact is that you're selling the talents that people want and you're selling them at dirt cheap prices. So why can't you sell them? Why can't you sell them? Might just be because you negotiated extortionate wages and now they are earning such massively ludicrous wages that you can no longer you couldn't buy people's interests. Like it feels that way. You couldn't buy people's interests in your players, and it really just feels like we're muddied in a hole, like just in a really deep hole. The holes that sometimes when you go to a beach and there's just a load of guys there that take their sort of sandcastle building kits, but they don't go there to build sandcastles. No, they just go there to the hole. Like that's it. They just call it the hole, and you just start digging and you don't stop. Everyone else is just inquisitively looking over and just seeing it's just a group of like 15, 20 lads just digging a hole in the middle of the beach, and no one really knows why. I don't really know why. I started digging holes before, and I couldn't explain why I was doing that either. So it really just it really just feels like that at the moment. But that Manchester United are actually right at the very bottom. That's probably what it is. Everyone's just digging holes in beaches that go down an infinitely long distance to try and find Manchester United because we're so buried, we're so past it that seriously people are just you might have looked around Manchester, right? If you go down to like the city centre of Manchester, you'll see missing posters and it's got the logo of Manchester United on them, and it's just like missing, please contact this number if you find it. And it feels like that at the moment with the way that the club is being run and just how unserious our board is and all of that. But hopefully that all of that will be resolved. I'll tell you who will find the club though if it is a missing entity. I'll tell you who will find the club, and that person who will find us is Sheikh Jassim. He's the only one who can find Manchester United, and he will call the number and he will say, "You are irresponsible. You are irresponsible owners of Manchester United, right? You're irresponsible. So I'm keeping this for myself. I'm keeping Manchester United for myself, and I'm going to look after this. This is going to become my baby, and I'm going to look after it. Going to nurture it. Going to breathe its success. Going to make this the 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 pinnacle. I'm going to make this the pinnacle of football. I'm going to make this the pinnacle of everything to do with sports." So yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much all we got to discuss about with the transfer front, as there's only really um, 2 points of focus and attention for Manchester United. But there is supposedly information coming out as well about Sheikh Jassim and some of his, some reports on, a more personal topic on his basis, like talking about um, Sheikh Jassim on a more personal level. So I'll have a little read through that and just see if it's worth making a video about. Um, but I mean, probably there is something there that we can discuss in another upload, which I'll probably try and just do a pre-record for that one, and set that one free about maybe 3 p.m. ish thereabouts. But anyways, that's it from me for now. Um, if you do enjoy the content, don't forget to smash a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Big up the numbers. We've made it to 10 subscribers now. So I'm planning this absolutely gargantuan party, right? And I'm inviting hundreds of thousands of people, right? Billionaires, actors, actresses, artists, painters, book authors, scientists, um, maybe a social justice warrior to make things a little bit awkward and dramatize the occasion. Maybe we do one of those sorts of parties. I'm inviting so many people, and it's just going to absolutely just everyone's going to get wasted, plastered. There's going to be bodies being dragged away the next morning. We that's what we're dealing with now. But anyways, okay, I love you, leave you for now, and we'll see y'all again in the next one. Ciao for now.